In the heart of Chicago lies a misunderstood community. It's rich with stories, culture, and resilience. This is the South Side, a place where history and hope dance in the streets. Most of this video is inspired by the Chicago historian, or also known as Dilla. Make sure to check out his TikTok channel, which is called Chicago Mahogany. He also gives historical tours through the same company. Today we're going to discuss the deep soul of a community that is too often misunderstood. Social media combined with drill rap and the lore around O-Block, this misunderstood area needs our help. This story begins with the Great Migration. It was a pivotal moment that reshaped the South Side. It wasn't just a movement of people, it was a cultural revolution, bringing life to new forms of music, art, and literature. Icons like Louis Armstrong and Muddy Waters found their voices here, and their voices keep echoing through history. Thanks to historians like Dilla, these stories of triumph, struggle, and resilience are preserved, which challenges the narratives that are too often written by outsiders. While it is true that the South Side has its problems, the media's portrayal often misses the mark, overlooking the community's depth and complexities. But as you'll see, the real South Side is filled with stories waiting to be told, celebrated, and understood. With the lessons of the past, the present-day South Side vibrates with the rhythm of unity and struggle. A prime example of this is the Bud Billiken Parade, an annual parade celebrating the spirit of the South Side. It's known as the largest African American parade in the United States. It takes place annually in Chicago and is a significant cultural celebration that focuses on children and education. The Southside story is one of resilience in the face of adversity. Martin Luther King Jr. stood on these streets, lending his voice to the fight for justice and equality. Today, that legacy lives on through efforts of modern activists. Their fight for equity and social justice writes a new chapter in the South Side, pushing us all towards a more inclusive future. But the South Side story isn't told by its people alone. Its buildings, from old mansions to humble Chicago bungalows, stand as silent stories of the area's social and economic history. These buildings reflect the dreams and realities of generations of people. The mansions speak to a time of prosperity and ambition, while the bungalows, with their modest charm, tell tales of working-class families who have been the backbone of this community. As we admire the South Side's architectural marvels and celebrate its vibrant spirit, we must also confront the shadows of decisions being made from secret rooms. In recent years, Chicago's seen its public assets, like the Chicago Skyway, that now provides revenue for the Canadian Pension Fund. But wait, doesn't Chicago have a huge pension problem? And then you have the parking meters that are leased to foreign investors in Abu Dhabi. It's a problem exposed by both Republicans and Democrats. These deals, which only provide immediate financial relief that also helps re-election campaigns, have sparked debates about the long-term consequences of these agreements. There is a trend of short-sighted governance, sacrificing future revenue and control over important infrastructure for quick cash. The resilience of the South Side is not just a response to economic challenges, but also the intricacies of Chicago's political landscape. The city's governance is outdated and archaic. It uses an aldermanic system, which gives significant power to individual aldermen to shape the destinies of their wards. While this system can foster close ties between aldermen and their communities, it has also led to instances of corruption, bringing shadows over the city's politics. People like ex-alderman Ed Burke remind us of the vulnerabilities with concentrating power to one person. In the face of these challenges, the Southside spirit of advocacy shines bright. Residents and community leaders are banding together, working towards transparency and accountability for a more equitable Chicago. As we look to the future, let's talk about how this vibrant community is not only trying to stay afloat with its challenges, but is also reimagining what it means to thrive here. Education is the first task towards progress. With ex-Mayor Rahm Emanuel closing schools all over this area, this step backwards needs to be addressed immediately. Some of these same closed-down schools are now back open again, which are housing incoming migrants. Many residents of the South Side feel angry that these migrants, who are in need of help, have needs that come before those that were born and raised here. The South Side does have leaders that care about it. For example, Corey Brooks, who organizes the world's largest baby shower event for new moms, is helping them with essential items like car seats, strollers, playpens, diapers, wipes, and more. His effort was part of a larger initiative to support families and create positive community impact on Chicago's South Side, showing the community's dedication to helping one another and strengthening communal bonds. A look that is often not covered by legacy media outlets, who aim for clickbait and sensationalism. From jazz clubs to the historic streets, the South Side Symphony is far from over. It's a melody of strength, struggle, and hope. and it's played on strings of community and perseverance. For it's here that Louis Armstrong and Muddy Waters started their journeys towards changing music forever. In every corner of the South Side, stories that are old and new await. This is the Unheard South Side of Chicago. Subscribe to connect with the community and be part of the change. Together, we write the next chapter of the South Side.